All right, kids, good morning. I hope you're ready to solve some interesting problems with me. In front of you, I've given you a question of finding the limit of this function. You can see, wait. In front of you, I have given you a question where you need to find the limit of the function under root x plus 2 minus 1 over x plus 1 as x approaches minus 1. So, if you find the limit of this function at minus 1, then you will realize that it has a form of 0 by 0. And how is it? Let me solve it for you. It is equals to, if we find the limit at x equals to minus 1, then it will have the form of minus 1 plus 2 minus 1 over minus 1 plus 1, which is equals to under root 1 minus 1 over minus 1 plus 1, which is equals to 0 by 0. So when we have the form 0 by 0, then we need to do some measures. We have learned in limits that there are many methods to solve a limit, right? To evaluate the limit of a function. Here, if you can see, we have two terms of root x plus 2 minus 1. Let's try multiplying it by under root x plus 2 plus 1, which is under root x plus 2 plus 1, which is the conjugate of this term, right? On the numerator and denominator. Let's try this. Okay, if we do this, then we will have limit x approaches minus 1 under root x plus 2 minus 1 over x plus 1 is equals to limit x approaches minus 1 under root x plus 2 minus 1 as it is, x plus 1 as it is. Now it will be multiplied by its conjugate on the numerator and denominator. So what will be the conjugate? What's the conjugate of this term? I just told you this will be under root x plus 2 plus 1 on the numerator, and on the denominator the same term under root x plus 2 plus 1, right? Now in the above part you can use the formula of a minus b multiplied by a plus b, which is equals to a square minus b square. So under root x plus 2 square will be x plus 2, right, minus 1, because 1 square is 1, and in the denominator we will not solve it, we will just write it that way, under root x plus 1 multiplied by under root x plus 2 plus 1. So now after solving this we realize it that the numerator and denominator have the same term. X plus 2 minus 1 is x plus 1 over x plus 1. So we have x plus 1 in denominator and in numerator, right? We are going to cancel it out. X plus 2. Oh, wait, I have extended this bracket. Just a second, kids. Let me erase the bracket. Yes. Okay. So this will be under root x plus 2 plus 1, right? I'm not writing limit x approaches minus 1 in every part, but it is important to write. So we'll cancel this out, then we'll have limit x approaches minus 1 of the function 1 over under root x plus 2 plus 1. Now when you will find the limit of this function, then you will see that now we do not have the 0 by 0 form. Let's apply the limit laws here. By applying the limit laws here, I get that it has a form of 1 under root 1 plus 2 plus 1, which is equals to, how much is it? Dear kids? Yes, tell me. This is minus 1 here. So we'll have under root 1 plus 1, which is equals to 1 by 2. Hence, the limit of the function that was given to us in the beginning, which was having the form of 0 by 0, we transformed it by multiplying it by a conjugate and got the limit as 1 by 2. Now, when I say the limit is 1 by 2, I want you all to understand that what does it mean. Let's see the graph of this function. The limit is 1 by 2 as x approaches minus 1. Let's see the graph of this function. The graph of this function is like this, and this is our value minus 1. Can you see the point minus 1 here? This is minus 1. So when my graph is approaching minus 1, you can see that this point, it is approaching to this point from the left and from the right as well. And this point is 0.5, which is equals to 1 by 2. Hence, this is what I mean by saying that the limit of a function is this when when x approaches a particular point. So whenever you are solving limit questions, please try verifying it with a graph as well, to see if you have done correctly or not. Okay, I'll give you one more question on it. I have one more question. Evaluate the limit of the function 1 by x plus 5x minus 5 over x minus 5. And how are we going to do it? This is a limit x approaches 0. So first try finding what is the limit when x approaches 0. See, when we apply the limit laws here in this function, I see that it fails to have a limit at 0 because 1 by 0 doesn't have a limit, 5 by 0 doesn't have a limit. Okay, so this function, we are not able to find a limit to this function if we put 0, if we find the limit. So what do we do now? In the previous question we multiplied it with a conjugate, right? But here it doesn't seem right to multiply it with a conjugate. But what I can see from the function is that it has a possibility of getting simplified, right? It has a possibility of getting simplified because since neither of the two function has a limit at 0, we cannot apply the sum law for limits here. We must see a different strategy. And what will be that different strategy? In this case, we find the limit by performing addition and then applying one of our previous strategies. Okay, now let's simplify this function. I'm going to write the function for you again. Limit x approaches 0 of 1 by x plus 5 x minus 5, right? Okay, then let's I'm writing this function separately here. This will be 1 by x plus 5 over x minus 5, right? Let's solve it. Let's take the denominator of this. So it will be x minus 5. The whole denominator will be x minus 5 plus 5 over x minus 5. Can you see I have taken a common denominator? X is common in both, so common denominator will be x minus 5. And then I'll multiply this 1 by x minus 5, this 1 by x minus 5, and 5 will remain as it is. And hence this minus 5 and 5 are going to cancel out and we'll be left with x over x minus 5. See there, here you have to use your previous knowledge of mathematics, right? And then this will be x getting cancelled and we'll have 1 over x minus 5. Now apply the limit here. Limit x approaches 0 of the function 1 over x minus 5. Now see whether these two functions seem different to you, but they are similar, they are equal, because the second function is just a simplified version, simplified form of the first function, and here the limit will be minus 1 by 5. When we apply the limit laws, I get my limit as minus 1 by 5. Right? And what does I mean by minus 1 by 5? What I mean is that this graph of this limit, the values of this limit when x is approaching 0 is approaching towards minus 1 by 5. For that, we'll see the graph. This is the graph of the function. And when we are approaching 0, this is the point 0, then this value is approaching this point, which is probably minus 1 by 5 from the left and from the right as well. So it is very important to look at the graph to verify your answer. Okay, so we'll do more questions in the next session. Till then, take care and practice a lot more questions at home. Bye bye. Have a great day.